Last week, Tesla unveiled their Cybertruck, and I did a video on it, got a lot of comments, a lot of people talking. This new angular looking pickup's got just a lot of conversation pieces. And one of those conversations is about the maintenance. And there's a lot of people saying that this new EV truck requires zero maintenance. And that's just not accurate. And so in this video, I'm going to break down what an EV truck costs versus a internal combustion engine. And we're going to talk about annual maintenance costs and schedules comparing two vehicles and give you the real information. I'm going to get started on that right now. Hey, it's Tim Esterdahl, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk, and my passion of trucks and SUVs. If that's your passion too, make sure you subscribe, click the bell, and smash the like button if you like this video, or dislike if you don't like it. I'm getting a lot of those lately as well. We're talking EV trucks, and let me just say before I even get any more into this video, is that I would like to buy an EV truck. I would like to buy an EV truck. I would. Absolutely. It'd be fantastic. For my driving and around town, what I do with my 62, an EV truck would make total sense to me. However, I haven't found one that really fits the bill yet, and there's a lot of disinformation about these trucks that I'm finding as I do more research into them. And so that's what this video is. This video is going to start breaking down some maintenance costs, and let's have some real conversations, some real practical conversations about EV trucks. I don't think they're the be-all, end-all yet. They're getting that way. They'll be there in the future. But let's really talk about what's going to be about these EV trucks. And like I said, in this video, I want to talk about annual maintenance on these schedules for these vehicles. And so I'm going to do a screenshot here. I'm going to talk to you about annual cost of ownership that even Elon Musk put on the screen. We're going to talk about the Tesla Model S as far as some maintenance issues coming with that. And then I'm going to take two vehicles and compare them, one internal combustion engine and one a EV vehicle. And we can talk about some maintenance schedules. This is the annual maintenance schedule for each vehicle. Now, there's a lot of caveats to this, a lot of things that you're going to be arguing about below. Let me say a couple things. First of all, that internal combustion engines do require more maintenance over the life of the vehicle. The belts will crack. You could have an issue with the head warping, things like that happening. However, a lot of that thought about those issues with internal combustion engines is based on false ideas of of a lot of terms going on, of internal combustion engines, of engines that fail over years. I mean, for years, gasoline engines have been, unreliable at best, reliable sometimes, and now, since about 2006 or so, we've really seen a big improvement in reliability in gas engines. Is there still a lemon out there? Yes. Are there still links to engines that catch on fire? Yes. There's still that stuff out there. But I've done 2 million-mile Tundra stories so far, and I have a million-mile Chevy Silverado, a 500,000-mile GMC Sierra, and I have a million-mile Ford Super Duty coming up, that it proved to you that combustion engines have really improved reliability. So the days of of massive repair bills with these is not the case. But also that EV batteries can fail over time, and so there's going to be that cost too. So there's a caveat there that both vehicles, EV or internal combustion engine, over the lifespan can become lemons, can require lots of repairs, or they may never. But hey, let's get to this video. Let me get to what I had the screenshot of, and I did the screen capture of, and you can walk through with me on the price on this, and we'll come back after that. All right, let's start this discussion by pointing out that even Tesla's own Elon Musk says that there will be maintenance costs with his Cybertruck. And he actually does a total cost of ownership, which is, I don't know, I could argue a little bit against some of these. I mean, $130 a month in fuel, $40 in energy. Okay, but a lot of variables. How much are you driving? What fuel price is going to be? Energy. Are you getting your own energy from solar panels? Or are you not? I mean, there's some variables involved in that. And then he says it's $90 a month in maintenance, which I found was kind of interesting. I'm not sure where he gets that figure from. And $30 a month in maintenance for the Cybertruck, which, again, I find that kind of questionable. But this is what he's laying out, and he's laying out, if you ignore the lease pricing, because that's all going to be variables. But energy, fuel versus maintenance and maintenance, there will be costs. But kind of, what kind of costs are there? That was kind of my question here. Is what are we looking at for price? And so what I decided to do was do some research. So Green Car Reports has a couple stories that they've done over the years on Teslas. And this story in particular kind of got my surprise. So what I didn't realize is in the fall of 2012, Tesla had an annual service program at $600 a year for annual service. Now, at the time, they said the service required in order to maintain the warranty. they've changed this. You don't need to do this now. You don't need that at all. They've changed that. It actually was illegal what they're trying to do with that. But they're talking $600 a year for, I just keep saying a month, $600 a year in annual maintenance. So I kind of looked down. I was like, what is this? What does this mean? And so looking at the story, okay, that $600 service program actually comes down here, and he explains what that was and what they still offer it. So $600 on the service invoice, because he had this done, was inspection and function testing of various components, new wiper blades, new key fob battery, new cabin air filter, brake fluid flush. So the brakes don't get used as often as internal combustion vehicles, and you can actually have them rust out. And so they've flushed the fluid, they make sure they're still in good shape, make sure it's still operating correctly because you're just not using them as much. New AC desiccant airbag, or desiccant bag, which I thought was interesting. I actually don't know what that is, and I had to Google that, so I'll get to that in a minute. Four-wheel alignment, headlight realignment, which I thought that fascinating because I don't know many people that are realigning their headlights every year. So that was kind of a surprise. Okay, so let's go over here and look at another thing that I thought was interesting with this story is... Okay, let's go over here. It's kind of interesting about this story. He was talking about having his tires changed. So he has new tires, and that was $1,131 instead of 4 tires. $250 each, $155 mounting and balancing fee, $6 tire deposit. So he says after 26,000 miles of moderately aggressive driving, the tread on all 4 were getting down to the wear bars. So within 26,000 miles, he had to have new tires. He's hoping that these next ones, these Goodyears, actually hold up. And I went to Quora, and I was looking through some questions on Quora, and I thought this was interesting too. Everybody talks about tires. Quote right here, another guy, he got his April 2013, 31,000 miles on it, purchased 4 new tires. And then another quote says, everyone's mileage will vary, but there's a significant number of reports that tires will cost $1,200 to $2,500 per year. It's subjective, but almost says, I don't drive my car that hard, but 10,000 miles, all some people are getting out of their tires. It's the Model S. It's a big, heavy car because that battery weighs quite a bit more than the gasoline versions of the different cars. Depending on gross vehicle weight, there's a lot of conversation about here. But even if you have your tires rotated every 5,000 miles, you're going through tires a little bit faster, and you're also maybe driving more aggressively. So tires seem to be an issue here. But then I thought, well, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Let's back the phone up here. Hold on. Let's look at not just Model S. Let's do comparisons. So I went and found the maintenance schedule for a Chevy Bolt EV, and I thought, well, what's comparable? Well, the Chevy Cruze was comparable to the Bolt. They're about the same size. And so I thought, let's look at the annual maintenance schedules per miles of these vehicles. So the Bolt, every 7,500 miles, rotate tires. That's basically what it says. Replace passenger compartment air filter every 2 years. So 2 years. And then drain and fill vehicle coolant circuits. So the battery, basically every 5 years. That's kind of what they're looking at there. Or 10,000, 12,000. Yeah, it's about 10 years. Anyways, you have to do that. And then they're saying, well, wait a minute. There's additional maintenance and care for your Chevy Bolt. That is, Bolt's an EV, full electric car, just like Tesla is. Alignment, check your batteries. Brakes, got to check your brakes because they could wear over time. Other fluids, so radiator fluids, coolant fluids, hoses, lights. Make sure your lights are working right. There's a multi-point vehicle inspection as well. Tires, brakes, belts, which is kind of weird. Hoses, lights, fluids, and more. Tires, windshields, wiper blades. So okay, let's look over at the Chevy Cruze. So Chevy Cruze, rotate tires, replace passenger compartment air filter. These two lines are the same. That's the same. Replace engine air cleaner filter every 4 years. So right there. So that's about $20 every 4 years, depending on what you want to buy. Replace spark plugs. I believe the 2017 Cruze came in a 4-cylinder or 6-cylinder. It doesn't really, I don't know. Not too expensive. Spark plug replacement isn't that big of an expense. So spark plugs are what, 8, 10, whatever dollars they are. So that's not a huge amount of expense. Change automatic transmission fluid or manual fluid. That's 4,500 miles. So that's every 4 years, depending 12,000 miles. And the price point of that is about $125 to $250 for the transmission flush. Drain and fill engine cooling system every 5 years. That's the jug of motor or antifreeze, and so you're I don't know. I just bought some today, so $8-10, and then you flush. So $50 job, $50 or so. Depending on what goes, every place got something different. Do it yourself, cheaper. Inspect evaporative control system. You're just gonna inspect it. Inspect engine accessory drive belts for fraying, excessive cracks, or obvious damage. Every 10 years or whichever occurs first. You just check your belts, and the belts can be an expensive job. So there's not much difference here between this Chevy Bolt and this. Yeah, there's more things to check and more things to do at 5 years or 60,000 miles for spark plugs and engine air cleaner, but that's all do-it-yourself stuff. That doesn't you don't need to do dealership stuff on that. And the same thing over here. This is all kind of do-it-yourself except for rotate tires. Okay, oh yeah, and that AC Destinant bag, it's just a bag. It optimizes the vehicle's precious air conditioning system. I don't know why it's precious. The equipment bag needs to have reliable AC Destinant bag. Destinants are substances to drive refrigerant. You can read what that says. So you just replace this bag, and there's do-it-yourself how to replace the bag. That's not a big deal. Okay, I shared with you those cars, but let's talk about trucks. Trucks are a little bit different because of their usage. So payload and towing, they put more wear and tear on a truck than a car would. And so you have some differences there as far as repairability. So I think in the EV truck world, you're going to have more maintenance costs than you would a comparable car because the truck is used in much different ways. Off-road takes a beating in suspension. Payload takes a beating in suspension. Towing beats on suspension. And so you're going to have those differences. And I think what the EV trucks have to prove to me is that their build of a unibody kind of construction without a ladder frame or whatever they're going to decide to build these on with their skateboard-like design with the batteries below, I want to know, can that hold up to daily wear and tear of off-roading, towing, and hauling? So that's going to be a vital question, and also kind of what the maintenance costs on these. Are you going to have more maintenance costs with the shocks and springs because you're carrying more weight because the battery weighs more than the engine? I don't know. Those are my thoughts. Comment below. Tell me I'm a fool, I'm an idiot, I'm a hater, all this kind of stuff you like saying about me. Make sure you find us more on this stuff, these topics, on pickuptrucktalk.com. 3 words again, Pickup Truck Talk. Works on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can find us there. I have plenty of memes. Really good time over there. Or memes, as we say these days. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you down the road.